What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about me taking my coworker Michaela. You've seen me do her hair before. Actually, her before is pretty much what I did on her last time, but we did like an ashy brown balayage, and we're kind of just taking her all over, like as solid of a level 5 as possible without doing any permanent color. We're not doing a platinum card, any of that stuff. So this is like the Hailey Bieber Brown inspired hair color. So just as a little bit of a back story on Michaela, in case if you guys probably forgot to. But yeah, she kind of has just like a mix. Her color history, we were able to get a lot of her old color out of her hair the last time that we did it, but doing a balayage is obviously different than doing like a very full coverage all over color. She just has like mixes of different types of permanent color, not demi-permanent color, reds, browns, blacks, you name it. She kind of has that like all underneath of her dark. And even in what was lighter, because she does have like a more of an extensive color history, she lifted actually pretty evenly for the most part when we did her hair the last time, but there definitely were some spots that lifted a little better than others. So we're kind of just trying to get knocked through all of that. Naturally, she's around like a level 6, so she just wanted something that was, she didn't want to be a level 6 all over. She did want to have a little bit more depth, but just something that was just, again, a little bit more, she was sick of being kind of like two-toned essentially, if you will, and just wanted to be all as similar to the same color as possible. Obviously, since she's a hairstylist and she's actually a brunette specialist, so she, if anyone gets, you know, the whole color history or the color journey process, it's going to be her. You know, we talked about how we could, technically, if we really wanted to, we could have tried using permanent color first, and using like a 30 or a 40 volume on it to see if that would work. But we both kind of felt like that was just asking for hot roots and a ton of banding. And essentially she wants to give her hair a clean slate as much as possible anyway, which obviously we know the only way to really do that is to lift out what was in the past essentially anyway. Because we just kind of felt like that would, using permanent color would probably do more harm than good for her. And I did tell her too, again, we could have technically we could do a platinum card, and that would be the most guaranteed way to get all of this out, but she didn't really want to go down that route. She really wanted to try by just doing, again, as full of a highlight soft teasy light as possible, just to give more so the appearance of an all over root or of an all over solid color. It's kind of up to you and your client and what you guys decide is best, but she was okay with it having still like slight dimension and slight depth that hurt the root. Again, just wanted more so, she valued more so just having the appearance of an all over color than actually having to go through and do a full on platinum card moment. She has gotten her hair pretty damaged in the past, before she was working at the salon that we work at now. She's gotten her hair damaged quite a few times by the lightening process, so she just didn't really want to chance it, and I didn't really blame her anyway either. So I prefer to not do platinum cards most of the time anyway, so I was perfectly fine when she said this. Just because I feel like with platinum cards, like, yes, again, she would have had everything eliminated, but the grow out and the porosity and just the integrity of her hair would have been a whole different ball game to deal with. So I personally feel like I have a little bit more control when I am doing something like this, where I'm giving more so the appearance of an all over color. Since there technically is a little bit of slight dimension, it will still grow out pretty soft. We do know there is a chance that we might decide to do another session like this, but honestly, after you guys see her after and seeing her hair in person since, we might only have to do like one more full session to like really get the rest of any dark out. But anyway, so you agree or disagree with this as you will. Everyone kind of has different standpoints on kind of tackling these more like pretty much color corrections essentially. So I am using Oligo Extra Blonde. The reason why I'm using just Extra Blonde is because it is Oligo's it's Oligo's fastest working lightener. It is the white lightener, but since I'm not looking to tone necessarily the cool tone blonde, her hair wouldn't lift enough. We're not getting her hair light enough that we need that like toning power of the cool tone blonde. So for cases like these where I'm breaking through permanent color, I would rather just work strictly with extra blonde. And since it is a faster working lightener, I just start with either 15 or 20. I will either start with 10 or 15 volume, and I just work my way up. So this first bowl was 10 volume, just because, again, it does work really well. And I knew that I was going to be foiling her for a hot minute. So started off with 10 volume, and I worked my way up. Also, off camera, I prepped her hair with a K18 spray as well. So keep that in mind. And I am just going in, as you guys see, and I am just doing everything I can to get as much hair into each foil as possible. I'm using a mix of slices, very, very, very soft weaves, in the sense I'm weaving out just a very slight amount of hair. And in my teasing, again, teasing just the slightest amount of hair. So I'm not looking to tease for depth. Okay, I'm not looking to weave for dimension. I am looking to weave and tease for softness. So when you're doing that and you're just trying to like diffuse the root a little bit, I only will tease like maybe a half of an inch, and then everything else is going to be lightened. I will still paint up to the tease, but even the tease itself, I do saturate. Do I saturate as much as I saturate like the mid shaft? No, I don't. But that's kind of, when you are lightening into that tease area, it kind of acts as a little base break. And I did tell her that there was going to be a high chance, knowing her color history and knowing that her ends would probably cooperate a lot better than her root and mid shaft, that I knew there was a high chance that I was going to have to use two different toners. One on the root that was probably a little darker, and one on the ends that was still dark but didn't have to be as dark, so that she could still get that like all over level 5 appearance. Again, she obviously understood the process and was okay with that. But teasing into the root, I don't always paint into the root. I'm sorry. I do not always paint into the root if I don't feel like it's necessary or if it will just make my life more complicated. But in situations like this, it is actually, in my opinion, very necessary, because again, painting into that root a little bit just gives that like base break appearance and feel without having to actually base break the hair. Her hair, in my opinion, again, take this with whatever your opinion is too. In my opinion, her hair is way too dark for me to base break. If I were to base break her, I feel like it's asking for her to be orange, pretty much. And again, I just felt like it was just going to cause more harm to her color history than good, because again, our goal really is just to give her a blank canvas and a clean slate, and to give her that all over color appearance, again, without having to like fully platinum card or base break everything. So as you guys see, I'm still going along like the curvature of the head, but I'm just taking, again, extremely fine sections. And that's where like the length of like the foiling process does come into play, is because you're taking very fine sections and you're getting, it's like a mix of a platinum card and a balayage essentially, because you are still leaving out a little bit of dimension and depth, but you're painting like 95% of the hair essentially between the sections that you take. And then you're going to see me throughout the process too tip out her ends as well, or tip out the mid shafts as well. So she has a very small percentage that is actually left out. So, and in some cases, honestly, doing a platinum card might have been quicker for me to foil her, because I wasn't having to do as much prep work into each section in terms of weaving, teasing, slicing, whatever. But again, like I said earlier, we all know what comes into play though with platinum cards, and we just both felt like we would have the most control over the situation if we tackled it like this. So I also, for these types of situations too, really like to utilize my board. As you guys see, you guys know I love my highlighting board. And then I'm also using from our Big Daddy brush too. Now in these smaller sections, you see me using the smaller, like more traditional color brush, but in my whiter sections, I like to use the Big Daddy one, because it's just, since it's whiter, you're able to cover more surface area a lot quicker. So I'll use that on more so like the interior and the back of the head. And then again, I just use the smaller brush just in the more detailed areas. Now, I'm not doing any specific money piece techniques, so either. Again, you would be wasting time because we're trying to just make it an all-over color appearance, so there's really no need to. Obviously, in the front, I'm still taking very small sections, very fine sections and all that stuff, but don't feel like you need to, like, prioritize doing, like, a specific money piece placement because, again, it wouldn't be seen, so... but yeah, I just kind of do this all along the head. The foils that I'm using are the Product Club regular, just like pop-up baby light foils. And then these ones that you see right here that I'm using are the Framar. They're the 8x11s, and I love them because, as you guys see, you can close them in like a book. And I feel like that just helps for my longer, wider, more sections. I don't have to fold it, so everything's able to like process more evenly because it processes all like flat. And I really, really love those for teasy lighting. And now you see me going in the back. And again, I'm doing the same, pretty much the same type of placement. And you do see me leaving out her ends again because if I feel like because we're essentially taking her ends a little bit darker than all over, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm tripping over my words. I know why, because I haven't done a voiceover in 8 years. Her ends are actually going to be a little darker than her end result. So obviously we don't need to lighten them anymore. So that's why you see me leaving her ends out. I know it kind of looks weird because it's not like blonde, but again, we're not going for blonde. So there's no need to, since we're trying to get as much of an even lift as possible. I've done Michaela's hair before. She lifts to around like a level 8. So again, I didn't really want to like make her ends any lighter than they need to be anyway. I was hoping to get an all over level 7, 8 lifted result too, so that her color itself would fade evenly. So, yeah, just keep going on this whole back section of the hair. A big tip that I've just recently learned that I wanted to share with you guys, that you're going to see me, I think I start doing it right here. So you can take the whole back section of the head, turn your foil horizontally. Why didn't we think of that beforehand? Normally we take it vertically, but if you're trying to get the whole back section covered in one foil, instead of like squeezing a bunch of hair in, just turn your foil the other way, just like that, what you see me doing right here. And then not only are you able to get enough surface area, but for me, I'm still able to like fold those ends under like I'm able to do in those like more smaller sections that I'm taking. You can do this with your regular pop-up foil. You can do it obviously with these. Look at that. So much more easier. Why? I literally would either try to squeeze as much hair into the traditional like way that as much as possible, or sometimes I do just take, I would take the two sections, and it just depends. But for situations like this where I'm just, again, like, obviously how you paint is very important, but my main goal for this was just to get as much hair lightened as much as possible. So I feel like situations like this where, again, you're just trying to get as much surface area lightened and obviously still blended, but since it's a borderline platinum card with, again, how much hair, as you guys see, like, look at all these foils on her head. Poor Michaela, like, I didn't realize it until I was editing this, but I was like, this girl is probably suffering so hard. So I know I said I started with 10 volume. Every time I remixed and got a new bowl, I worked my way up, and I know her last bowl had 30 volume on it. And I also, too, I think I left this out earlier. So, yes, her hair was also prepped with K18, but it was also, every bowl had olaplex mixed in with it as well. Just because, again, like I said, she has said that her hair's gotten pretty compromised in the past. And her hair felt extremely healthy, but whenever my clients say they felt like their hair has suffered, like, chemical damage in the past, I don't take it lightly. And so I definitely see there's definitely a lot of benefit in, like, doubling up on the protection, if you will. Right now, side note, what you see me doing now is I'm just going back in and resaturating those first sections I did. Again, especially since I used 10 volume. Low and slow does win the race, but sometimes doing too low of lightener just makes it stop before it could be done. So those first sections you see me resaturating. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Don't be afraid to double up on your bonding protection if you see fit, and just make sure you're charging accordingly for that. Now with the bowl, what I'm doing is I am filling her hair. The formula I used to use was right there, and I did mixes of just adding in both warm pigments, and I wanted to get the first level, the first coat of paint kind of on her hair of level 5. As you see right here, we were already obsessed with it, honestly. It was already looking really good. But as you know with glosses, they're pretty sheer. And I didn't want to layer 2 different types of glosses. I wanted to make sure that I went through with a more opaque demi-permanent. So actually what I'm using here is L'Oreal Richesse. It's probably my favorite demi-permanent line that I've ever used. I've used so many different lines, but like I said, this one's my favorite. Here I am using 5N, 5NB on her root area. And I'm using, they have a 6 volume developer. You mix it 1 to 1.5. So for every 40 grams of color you do 60 grams of developer. And I'm doing that as her root all over. And what I pretty much just based it off of was I went all the way down to where I felt like her line, her demarcation line stopped. Her demarcation line was actually super blended out, which was great. But again, since I didn't get every hair in a foil and I didn't paint every single strand of hair, there was still some dark left out. So that's where I went in again with the 5N and the 5NB, because I felt like then that would darken what was lightened enough that it would all kind of like mesh together without having to go take her down to a 4 or a 3, which is what her dark color previously was. Again, since you're using a more, this is an alkaline demi, so again, it's a little bit more of an opaque demi. So opaque level 5 can sometimes have the appearance of like a sheer level 4. So that's why I went in with that. And on her end, guys, I'm so sorry, but I definitely do not have her formula. I might text Michaela and ask her, because I know I gave her the end formula a while ago, but I forgot to write it down apparently. But I do know I used a mix of 5N and 5NB, and I think I used a little bit more of like 5G in this too. But what I am doing here is I'm taking this all throughout the mid shaft of her hair first, and I'm using the Emperor brush by Framarx. I like to like use this to help blend it in, and I'm leaving her ends out because her ends are more porous, just because her ends are the more chemically processed. Everything was super healthy and felt fine. Her ends didn't feel porous at all, but just knowing basic color and texture history in hair, I knew that her ends would be more porous and they would process that color a lot quicker. And again, when you're trying to get that all over color, keeping that in mind of waiting to put the end color on until last is super important. And that's exactly why I also wanted to start off with a root color first too. And again, just because I wanted that to go as dark as possible so that it would hopefully then melt into what was left out. Because again, like I said, her roots were darker than her mids and her ends. And then again, her mids were a little more porous than the root, so that would take a little bit quicker. And then same thing with the ends. Everything all together sat for about a total of 15 minutes with everything on. Her root sat on for about 25, her mid sat on for about 20, and then her end sat on for about 15 minutes all total. And again, look at this after. Again, for it not being a platinum card, I feel like we did a pretty fine job of making this as soft and as much of an appearing all over color as much as possible. We're obsessed. She inspires me every time. Anytime I do her hair, she inspires me to do whatever. When she went lighter or when she did her balayage, I was inspired by that. And now when she did this, she inspired me to go dark. So, Michaela, you're just always my brunette hair inspiration. Like I said, if I am able to get her formula from her, I will definitely put it in the bottom bar. But like I said, I use pretty much all a mix of like level 5s. I do know for sure that her root was 5N, 5NB equal parts. But like I said, I know the end formula was again 5N, 5NB, but I don't remember. I mixed in like a hodgepodge of stuff. And I definitely should have wrote it down, but we also, it's been a minute since I've done her hair actually. And again, like I said, I don't have it, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.